And Jupiter has actually made his way over. Now that pull may be a problem here for BS. They've got the stun out from Lion, chain it up with a split earth. Might not be able to finish him off. Binomistas going to turn with the Blood Right and actually try with the Ink Swell to connect onto Jupiter. But the Edict, now Sexy Fat, moves forward with the damage. Jupiter battling with Binomistas, the very far Compton, the two-man stun. They've set it up for them with a split earth landing, and Jupiter survives. Misses out on the stroke of fate. Oretes, he's going to have to contend with a salve now from Jupiter, who's going to wrap himself around the trees, past the tower, and he looks pretty safe to me.
Yep, his double range heroes and perfect stun setup. Earth Spike has the longer cooldown than the Split Earth, so whenever the Earth Spike's up, the Split Earth is going to be up too. So back-to-back chain stuns onto Binomistas, and he just takes the fall there while the Grimstroke was pulling.
Yeah, definite problem for them. I mean, Leshrak's such a good lane bully as well. And that Edict and Split Earth being leveled up. And that's the lane I'm kind of worried about for Binomistas. You know, the double squishy ranged heroes against Inkswell, Bloodseeker. If they died first, that lane could just crumble down. There's a great advantage they get just to make sure they can stick around. Alright, that's going to get
doing good so far. Yeah. The mid lane with a pretty, boring matchup. It's just Invoker with Quas healing up through the Tidebringer damage, and Kunkka just trying to farm and dodge these EMPs to keep his mana up. We'll probably see Mini just go into the jungle, farm the small camp at some point, stack it up, yeah, and just play farm.
Do you think Black Soul's doing better than expected? I feel like usually with these Kunkka matchups, the Kunkka's ahead by maybe a wave or two 5 minutes in, but it's dead even CS-wise.
Right, I think it's just the denies from Black Soul that's kind of helping him out here, but it's gonna be like this for the most part. As long as the Invoker uses Tornado for last hits. Arates, yeah, okay, dodges the stun. Good. Sexy Fat, wasting 220 mana there.
He's got himself a fluffy hat on the Leshrak. Fluffy hat, null wand.
Nice build, to be honest. Look at his HP, 965. All right.
Yeah.
I dig it.
It's incredibly tanky. So then that issue you have with the Inkswell Bloodseeker, he's able to kind of break past that initial nuke damage, survive, and get his spells off, which is what this lane's super good at, is counteracting.
Yep.
Double stuns allow you to make some real serious outplays.
Raindrop also helps out a lot against the Grim here. So this is a build I sometimes go on my Mirana, just because, obviously not the null, but just if I want to tank and soak a lot of damage. Oh, mid lane Mini.
Lion.
TP in.
He's TP'd in here. And he reveals, sentry placed, there's the stun onto Black Soul.
So tanky though.
He's still pretty tanky with a Quas and a Fairy Fire, but he doesn't get it off in time. The Hex lasts long enough. Black Soul couldn't get that burst 85 HP regen.
And that sentry wasn't in the tower, so they can maybe do that play again with the boat. That is very possible.
Oh man,
that was a kill without
the Nuages. He's got another shield and 5 stick charges. Raindrops, you get lift back, but Benny with that Wraithfire Blast and the Skelly's back onto Benjas. The Mist Coil and the final touch. Benny's going to get the kill, while Abaddon, he's still alive with another shield, another Mist Coil. He survived, he's turning back onto them. This lane, Bowie said it was a sleeper, but Rubik and Centaur are being annihilated by an Abaddon Wraith King.
Wow, okay. I mean, he just had to try and run away from that Abba so he can get the silence off and get the Fade Bomb, maybe get a kill, but they die before they can Fade Bolt here. Okay, so 2-0, top bottom lane 2. All the lanes going very well for Binomistas.
I mean, much more unexpected in this bottom lane, though, do you think? Like, Rubik Centaur is meant to be your real staunch, we're going to kill you no matter what happens.
I agree.
But the lane control here from Binomistas has been superb.
Exactly. The way that they're just constantly shoving the lane out and playing for pulls has been so good from Binomistas. Rubik Centaur is meant to be pressuring you, but when the creep wave's running into you, it's so much harder to do that. And that level 1 Vampiric Spirit, just getting those skellies up early. Maybe Benny's onto something. Oh, double bounty. Thank you. I'll pick those up. Sure.
Oh, yes.
Dude, you just got a burst of 150 gold for every hero. Kunkka took 1 bounty rune and the Abaddon just took 2. My goodness.
Yeah, Benny's now like, oh, money for Midas. Get the golden money hand going. Oh, what a great start for the Binomistas. Like you said, it's every single lane. That rotation from Jupiter mid helps out. So now Kunkka can think about rotating, and he does swing up towards top as he's level 7. Observe order the Dire team. Did that scout him? I was too slow on the old fingers to change the vision. I believe that Diarob should have seen the Kunkka moving up here.
Yeah, and the Leshrac is also level 6 right now, so you don't want to be fighting into this Lesh here. What? Falcon Blade?
On Lesh?
Okay,
Interesting.
well, I like the fluffy hat, but I don't feel like building into a Falcon Blade was necessary.
Yeah, because you just buy arcane boots, right?
Yes.
Just get arcane boots, get your hood, your greaves.
Yeah, so it's a little much. This Falcon Blade is definitely a little much. I'm not a big fan of that one. I think just being able to hit this arcane boots, mech, hood, pipe, greaves for your team, and playing with the Abaddon is just such an amazing timing. This Falcon Blade definitely gonna set him back a little bit.
Oh, they nearly have the X mark on Slardin. He dodges the torrent too. Really well played by the Rubik. As they grab the rune, hasted Black Soul on the top. Sexy Fat. A Falcon Blade is not going to save you from this. He's got 1 charges, but he doesn't even bother using them. 3 heroes come into that top lane, find a nice little snipe.
It's a very good play here, especially with that ward in front of the tier 1 tower, able to see the Leshrac all by himself. Sets up Black Soul to TP and get a quick kill, and then just run back middle. Slardin is mid, trying to get some XP though. Black Soul's like, you know what, buddy? I'm gonna need this lane back. I'm not Exor. I don't farm jungle creeps.
Man, wants his Spirit Vessel. Does have those earn charges now. I mean, maybe Black Soul could think about another move, but you can't really come into that bottom jungle.
Yeah, they're smoking right now, and there's nobody pushing out mid either for Binomistas, so they're not going to get information that the Invoker smoked up here. Mini, he finds the Grim.
It's kind of telegraphed where the Dire heroes are going. So Blood right in on towards 3 of them, and they're slain Orestes, but a Tornado MP counteracting a little bit. No follow through. This is the thing, right? You bring 4 heroes up from Binomistas. You know, like you said, the Invoker, no one's showing mid, no one's shoving. They can't really go bottom. They don't want to go down there. It's just a Wraith King, and he's going to have Reincarnation, so they have to go top to answer as you're knocking on that tier 1. And they're set up for it.
Yeah, you want to kill that hero with the Double Edict, or the tower's going to die very quickly. But while they're smoking, Binomistas also smoking. Artes getting broken, or getting caught out. Just an absolute disaster. Because right now, in the early game, they don't have that much damage output on Incubus.
Yeah, this is where Leshrac,
every single hero. Yep.
He starts to open up the map, right? Level 4 Edict, like you said, he takes the tower. So he can push out this one more wave and probably move in towards mid and play from that top side. But Burner, he's going to try to come down onto this Benny Wraith King, shielded up. And he's not got mana for Reincarnation. And he gets away from there.
Again, they don't have damage. You know, that's 3 heroes. They use every single one of their stuns, and they couldn't bring down this Wraith King. Just 1 shield, 1 miscoil, and he's out of there. He's got a Midas now too. Man, Benny is going to be gigantic this game.
Now it's Burner. I got the names mixed up before, but not this time. Nice X-Bow. Perfect chain stuns with massive magic damage out of Sexy Fan. He's going to chase Slardin here. Oh, he knows there's not mana there for the Rubik to lift him, but he's just going to let him stay. Doesn't want to dive and force any more TPs and maybe give his life up himself. And they're trying to set up on mid lane. Jupiter moves forward. Earth Spike into Hex. They've got a Finger of Death. Orestes, he can Ink Swell and maybe save the Invoker here. Hexmark dragged back, but stops by the Banner's Embrace. Good silence from Orestes. Yeah, stops the combo. And still got the stun on him. And Mini's completely out of mana. Oh, that's a 10-minute armor on Mini, by the way.
He is gigantic, 5.7k net worth. And they're also buying arcane boots on Binomistas to counteract the EMP here.
Oh, they got him!
No way, they got him!
My God! Oh, you can't save him from that one, can you, Orestes? And now, this armlet doing so much physical damage, just hefty hits coming out of Mini. It's a steal on the Hex, but Slardin and Orestes got to be so careful with their positioning.
Yeah, they got the arcane boots to get that mana back from Mini as well.
Sexy Fat solo kills Burner.
Okay.
The Leshrac just runs at him. Edict Pulse Nova, take him down. Bloodseeker's gone. And Incubus, yeah, they don't have a leg to stand on right now. Every lane has gone so poorly. They're collapsing everywhere you look. And Centaur's Blink Dagger really is the only saving grace that we can think of. Still 1,000 gold away.
Level 2 Lightning Storm on the Leshrac, which easily sets up for a Split Earth. Doesn't even need a setup from somebody else.
Under attack.
it's just a crazy amount of damage from this Leshrac, and they're just farming on 3 lanes, Gary. The Wraith King just left bottom to go mid. He's like, okay, maybe we can drop some skellies and pressure this tower. Sees the Invoker, backs off, but look at the Ancient stack. And he's farming up right now. He's so farmed, and then he's gonna get these Ancients too.
Is he gonna give it to Benny?
Benny's like, can I have some help?
I help? Mini, please! Give me the big ones at least. Oh, come on, please, sir. One big ancient creep. Stop hitting them. Yeah, Skellies, go on, get 'em. A minion, 7,000 net worth though. Jeez. What is going to go next? Oh, into BKB, or is this a game where you can think about something bigger as they get onto new archers, but it's borrowed times out, and they don't have the damage to kill him off basically twice. So anyway, if he's going to catch him, he's going to get the 1 charge and another shield up probably as they both into Benjas, forcing out the Stampede to retreat. They have 5-man committed onto a position 5 Abaddon. Solomon comes out now, double rupture there, sure. Areta saved by the Rubik shield. Nobody dead just yet. A Sexy Fat bails back. He's in the blood right now. Sarced up, but he can stand his ground. Has himself raindrops, already used the mech. And Binomistas have that 1 hero out on the map still farming, while Incubus committed heavily.
Yep, Nuage can just heal this Leshrac up. You know, they use so many spells on Incubus. They can't even bring down this position 5 Abba. It's just so hard for them right now. The damage source is just not there. Invoker, Quaswex, also no Vessel, no charges even on his urn. And it looks like he's going to start transitioning into that Exor build. So clearly the Quaswex build was a complete failure in this situation. You know, I keep wondering, like, is the Centaur with this max retaliate actually worth it? Like, it feels so underwhelming every single game. Where's the double edge? Where's that damage?
Right, I was going to come to this. Like, Invoker control, Rubik control, Centaur with this build, he's basically just lane shove and control. Bloodseeker doesn't offer you much nuke damage. Invoker, he's going to slip away from mid. Grimstroke is pretty much control. And usually when you list off, you know, a number of heroes with control, you want at least one of them that has nuke damage. Something that can blast, something with a blast ability.
Yeah. I mean, Rubik plus double edge, like Fadebot double edge should be enough technically, but they just don't got that double edge maxed out. And Rubik, you know, he can only do so much with this hero. He's got the aphotic shield, so that kind of helps. Helps out with Binomistas plays, but I don't think Binomistas are interested in making plays. They're farming so much of the map.
It's a 7k lead, 14.5 minutes in. But yeah, especially when their real blast damage is that Centaur Rubik, and it's already been, you know, negated basically by the mech of Leshrac. The Abaddon with the shields and the mist coils, which, you know, he's maxing out. It's a real rough time. So then we're starting to look towards these mid to late game fights and the itemization from Incubus. You know, like you said, Invoker's transitioning with the Hand of Midas. Centaur, he's got Blink Dagger coming now, and that's really a pivotal item for Incubus to get off the ground and running. So they need to chain some smokes together, get Burner involved, but it's a Bloodseeker with just a Maelstrom. He needs BKB, he needs more time to farm. Some drastic action needs to be taken.
On this Bloodseeker. You remember the game with Parker, right? He had like a, 11-minute Bloodseeker, and he had a pretty good game. Sorry, 11-minute Maelstrom on Bloodseeker, and this Bloodseeker is only like 1,000 gold to the Maelstrom. It's already 50.5 in, and he's gonna have to rush BKB. There's no other way to play in this game. If he doesn't go BKB, he's gonna get hexed, stunned, Leshrac destroyed with all of the magic damage it has. Kunkka Bow, X-Mark. There's way too many disables on the side of Binomistas.
Yeah, you just can't be reliant on Rubik stealing shield and having Stampede there every time to save you from these fights. They do
so
try
we can take a look and wait, because if Burna doesn't like queue up that BKB soon and go straight for it, you can just call it the day for Incubus.
But Ben just shows his blink. He reveals it onto Nuage as Abaddon, who doesn't really care. Like, even if he dies here, it's just so much space for the rest of his team to push top, push into mid. Like, yeah, they're chipping away at him, but 3 heroes, and it's taken them 20 seconds to kill an Abaddon while you're losing a tier 2 top. You forced the glyph.
Yeah.
Mid lane's going to die straight after that as well, and you've not been farming really on these heroes.
It's the trade that they want to make, the tier 2 for the tier 1 bottom, which is completely fine. But they need to be able to defend their own tier 1 mid though.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Still up at full HP. In comes Mini with a TP.
Did you see how many arcane boosts they have on Binomistas right now?
Is it 2 or 3 now? It's 3 now.
3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they got 3, and that pretty much destroys Black Soul's Quaswex Invoker and his
that's so good.
EMP potential. Yep. Every time they get EMP, they just click their Arcane Boots, give the mana back to the Wraith King, to the Abba, and that's it. Just keep fighting with it.
Clever. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen that. Tranquil Boots have become such a mainstay, especially for heroes like Lion, even Abaddon to a large extent. That's great.
It's a way to counter Quaswex Invoker.
It looks like Sexy Fat's not going to go for the finished Greaves, and he's not even going to go for the Hood or the Pipe or anything. Going into that Kaya Sange, probably. Picking up the Sange for the tankiness. Status resist up against this Incubus side pretty good as well. And there it is. The BKB on Kunkka. They are so ready to fight. Radiance Wraith King, BKB Kunkka. Yeah, time to hide, Incubus. I think go find a cupboard under the stairs and just lock yourself away, because Binomistas, they are coming for you.
Invisibility.
And Burna is still another 1,400 gold away from that BKB before Incubus is fight ready here. Black Soul, went for the minus, so they're really looking to slow this game down on Incubus, and they're kind of, turning off into their triangle area, waiting things out. Racing's got that Radiance, going for a Shard next, so Burn won't be a big problem for him. He's always going to be able to get that Reincarnation. I would love to see Binomistas just go into the Roshan pit though, try to force Incubus to come out and fight them, because that's what they got to do. Incubus, like, farming this way, they're kind of stabilizing the game for themselves, and you want to make them, panic, get out there, do something so you can use your net worth advantage.
It is still kind of annoying, I think, especially in getting into the mind of Benja Centaur. He's bought the Blink Dagger. He's been told to do it. We need Blink. We need some form of aggression to get pickoffs if they're ever offered to us. So they are definitely wasting the time of Centaur and his item in that regard. Anyway, Jupiter, he finds the catch, and they've got the X-Mark. Countering the Stampede. In we go with the Dust. Reveal of the Invoker, and a level 11 Black Soul Invoker dead. As Mini
Jupiter
goes up. Yet another kill.
He didn't use his finger. You gotta use your finger, man. Get your gold and get that extra stack on your finger of death kills. Yeah, one thing about Lion is you gotta be getting those kills, because this hero doesn't farm that much. You're playing a lot off the map, and that's where your gold comes from, getting the kills.
Is there an argument to be made that they know they're going to get another kill right now when Boat's on cooldown? So they want to use the finger for this one?
Yeah, that's fine.
This one's a finger kill, right? Zap him?
No, didn't use it.
Well, never mind. Forget I said anything.
Missed opportunity. I mean, he's holding it. He's holding it for that perfect finger that, they're going to be able to get away with. But you're stomping the game. Just use the finger, get your damage out, get your damage, get your guild.
Oh, this could be big. Sexy Fat.
Sexy Fat.
Moves up to high ground.
Big kill.
There's the Blink Stomp with a meatball on him. Beautiful kill. They were ready for it.
Okay, so your team is on the bottom triangle area, and they warded there, and on the top left side there's no vision, and he just walked up the hill as if Incubus don't have anywhere on the map to play, right? So a little bit of an opening for Incubus now to just smoke out, make another play happen while this Lesh is dead.
Was that a lapse in?
That's a pretty big pinata kill right
lapse
there.
In concentration, or is that the ego showing from the Leshrac?
He probably wasn't thinking. I think he just thought he was so much stronger than he actually was.
Yeah. Abaddon. Yet again. Gets off his borrowed time. Still trying to chase him, and they do dodge away from the torrent. Trying to chuck that rupture towards Mini.
Why not?
Chasing him towards the Kunkka. Mini's got BKB. They've also got this Benny Wraith King with Shard and his Reincarnation on level 2. So even if he dies here, he doesn't mind too much. The Stampede now, the Stolen Edict. Reincarnation comes out. Benny silenced though by the Blood Right as the BKB from Burna ends. That allows them to X-Mark him up and drag him into the boat. The Soul Bind counteracted by the BKB. Aretas falls, and they've got Burna stuck here with a great splitter.
Nice done.
There's the Finger of Death. That's what it's for. Being held for the Bloodseeker kill.
Yep. Wraith King might have been the wrong target to go on. Mini was ruptured, and I think Benny did a good job of putting himself between Incubus and Mini, so they can't focus on Kunkka there. And now just going to go straight into the Roshan pit. That shard is pretty nice, to be honest, not only for the no mana cost on your Reincarnation, but summoning those 3 skeletons have been quite annoying for Incubus. As soon as he dies, you have to turn around, try to kill them, or just take a bunch of damage to their face. And it gives vision too.
Yeah, just chasing these heroes. Scouting them out wherever they go. Oh, Roshan and Aegis. Mini grabs it up. So now they've got 2 heroes with 2 lives. We've got a 7 versus 5 now with Binomistas with a 10k lead as well. We keep adding all the numbers up. Massive advantage for them. And it really does feel like they're building all the right items. Solar Crest is going to be coming soon on Nuages. They've got this Ether Lens. So one of the Arcane Boots gets disassembled and he's going to go back into Tranquils. They do still have the one on Lesh and the Abaddon. Up against that EMP.
Even though Leshak died, they lost the Abba, and you know there were a little bit of signs of life from Incubus. It did just way too far behind to be able to get more than that. And now Binomistas getting that Aegis, taking that objective off the map. They can just take the remaining tier 2 towers quite easily.
Yeah, and if anybody shows, this is what happens to them. They get punished for being out on the map. Aretes also going to lose out on his sentries and his courier there, as well as his own life.
Incubus are just in split push mode, nothing else. Just farm until BKB's out. I mean, sorry, Aegis is out.
Does he have to BKB or burn it here? He ruptures Mini. But that's an Armor Kunkka that's just chasing you down. If he gets an X marker, a Torrent, he's going to try and catch him with a boat. And yeah, he does have to BKB. Stampede and BKB used there to get that Bloodseeker out.
It doesn't feel too bad, you know. You were already at 8 seconds anyway, and your max duration is 6, so you're gonna have to BKB every time you get X mark from now on out.
But does that mean that they can't really fight around his objectives?
Yeah, they can spam though for the tier 3 high ground play. It looks like Binomistas might be aiming for it. The way Benny's angling himself, he wants to hit that. Creep wave, Benny? No, don't want the creep wave? Fine.
He doesn't want it.
They just want the tier 2 mid.
Yeah, systematic. Go from bot into mid, they need to defend that creep wave coming in. Make sure there's no one cutting it. It does give a little bit of space to, yeah, this Rubik has 2,700 gold saved. Philosopher's Stone, level 4 Edict, he's bursting through creep waves and creep camps. He's incredibly farmed.
Honestly, he should probably just go Aghanims.
How's he being hit by that split earth? Beautifully set up by Sexy Fat. Dive under the tier 2 mid for the position 5 and claim up yet another tower with this Edict.
Has fallen.
Yeah. They need some spam here though. They need some fade bolts, defend the high ground, but it looks like Binomistas, they're deciding to catch heroes instead of just forcing the high ground and bringing heroes back. Maybe a little bit pressured by the side lanes. Yeah, the waves are being cut on the side lanes too.
That Rubik had the TP out. He was a little bit afraid of the response from Binomistas. Is that a double TP? No, it's just one TP. Benja's still there. He's hiding, but Jupiter might just be able to move slowly enough through the jungle to get him with the Hex. Starts it off. Now, where's my team? Jupiter, where's his team? Oh, he's got a shard. He's just got free BKB. Turns around onto Benjas. Didn't get the wall stomped down, and now Sexy Fat and Mini finally arriving. They've been set up for by Jupiter really nicely. And great pick off. Yeah, well-deserved tips. Yeah, Sexy Fat and Mini, good job. Keep that morale high.
Radiant's top tower is under
I think it's time to go high ground here. Well, it looks like Kunkka's TPing top though without an X mark. It's interesting. They actually have no intentions of going high ground. They just want to keep on getting kills on the map and farming and getting more items. Even though they do have the Aegis and a Leshak with mech, double arcane boots. Feels like it would be a great time to just take a Rax. But Binomistas playing it very cautiously, you know. They want to seal this game when they feel it's good to do so.
That's probably going to be second Roshan, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah.
Like they've got AC Wraith King, that Aegis. It would have been like a minute and a half if they'd gone and pushed bot lane. They would have had just over a minute on it to try and push that.
But to be fair, because you're not pressuring when you should, you know, you are giving more opportunities for Incubus to try and come back into this game. It is a 14k gold lead, you know, you got a lot of the map covered, but Incubus, they're okay to keep on dragging this game out because they're going to need a lot more items. They got Ags now and Invoker, so it's got that Cataclysm, so there's more damage coming in. Once Rubik finishes Aghanims, it's going to be able to steal amazing spells from Binomistas on a very low cooldown on that spell steal and just keep chucking spells out. I don't know. I think Incubus do have an opportunity to be able to come back into this game, Gary, even though they're this far down. Just because Binomistas are not taking advantage of their timings.
Yeah, just like through that defender's advantage with buybacks or the spam you mentioning. There's like the team fight setup as well. You know, if Benja spots a hero, they could just blow them up with Cataclysm. Blink Stomp is a
Definitely. I mean,
great setup.
they do need to think about Nuange and his body shield here, but there it is.
The chain stuns.
They can turn
He's
it.
fingered. In comes the Centaur. Blink Stomp. Save the Bloodseeker. Arete straight towards Mini. They BKB up. Jupiter's also got a shard going. Mini. He cleaves through. That Daedalus. So much right click damage, but they do
So
trade
much
1 for
damage.
1.
But Black Soul lost like 1,400 HP or something from that cleave. But yeah, the 1-for-1 trade, I mean, that's going to benefit the Incubus. They didn't use the BKB on the Bloodseeker either.
Dire's
They do have the
top tower
Rupture
is under
available
attack.
too. They want to go and do something with it. I was surprised that Black Soul didn't pop his Cataclysm. Let's see this crit. Let's see this cleave. It's gonna turn around. I don't know what was gonna turn that team fight, but that was gonna be it. They didn't chase after the Kunkka because they're so scared of the potential damage that can come from the cleave.
Yo, Binomistas. So you've been wondering why they're dragging this game out and they've not been pushing their advantage. Mini's got another Daedalus queued up. Mini, you were talking about wanting to one-shot the game, right? Wanting to one-shot the game, win a team fight, take tier 3s, take the throne. I think that's what Mini's aiming for now. He wants to one-shot the entire team with one Tidebringer. It's been so long since I've seen this kind of build. Oh, it's going to be great.
Step
Blink
lively.
Dagger,
Your
Daedalus.
Admiral is on board.
And it used to be back in the day when the Shadow Blade got amplified by the crit as well.
Dire's
We don't have that
top
anymore,
tower
Sam.
is under
I mean,
attack.
this build was very popular when the Tidebringer cleave was pure damage.
Yeah.
And on level 25 you had like an extra like the talent tree for more damage on your cleave too. Yeah, that was some
It was like
real
plus
funny
50%
stuff.
or something. It was like ridiculous damage.
Oh, it was like 100%.
Aractes.
A lot.
That one hit from Randy takes it down to half. It's a good Soulbind Blood Right. Double Rupture in onto Mini and Benny. They're just going to stand their ground there with their BKBs and the Reincarnation. The
BKBs.
EMP zaps Jupiter. Yeah, Incubus though, you know, they jump in, they jump out, they bait out a couple of spells and cooldowns. Now we're back to defending, holding on to the tier 3s.
They're not losing heroes, that's another win now, they. And Rubik's got an axe now, so if they ever go high ground
Radiant are scanning.
with 5 heroes of Incubus alive now, they will be losing fights because you're gonna have Centaur, Blink, Stun into Kata, into Rubik with Lion Stun being stolen, or Leshrac or Kunkka. I want to see Rubik get a shard next because if he can get that Rubik splitter with that shard effect, that's gonna be sick to defend high grounds with.
Oh yeah. I was just wondering the same thing. I was thinking, you know, the Lion, he's going to steal Mana Drain, get the BKB on Rubik. That's, you know, not that amazing, but I forgot completely about Split Earth Shard. That could be huge.
Yep. And what else we got here for shard effects that you can get?
Tidal Wave.
Nah,
have
that's
to
pretty
steal
much
that.
it. It's just a Leshrac stun, but it's also a save, right, for your allies. So let's say like someone gets X marked, and they get Ghost, they get Ghost Shift. You can just pick up your teammate, toss him out of it, get him into a better position.
Ooh. Mini.
Kunkka.
TP straight up the
BKB.
top.
Send
He does. He tried to blink one shot at Aractes, but now the Rupture towards Lion. Blink Stomp onto him with a Sunstrike. Jupiter gets popped out. Benny's moved forward. The Stampede to disengage. Black Soul turns to the Tornado. Inside the Blood right there. I mean, they're being forced to fight here with a Deathing Blast Meatball landing on them. Mini gets pushed back and BKB's up. A Reincarnation's going to bring the Rainsky back in as they focus Black Soul. The Invoker down. Hits him with the Tidebringer, the Blink Stomp.
Gotta buy that.
Re-engaging back towards them. And then Bloodseeker's going wild on the Abaddon. Benny, he's been struggling to stick on a target, but he finally finds Burner with the chain stuns, the Split Earth landing, and the Torrent. 3 stuns to control him up. Bloodseeker gone for a minute, and it looks like this should be the door shutting and slamming in the faces of Incubus.
Oh, they still got Sladin to worry about.
Not for much longer. Not for much longer. Mini with a triple.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, he did not break that blink. So it was very interesting because the Invoker got rid of the first life of Reiki, but he didn't drop the Kata, did he? The whole time. Like, even a zoning Kata or one that makes Binomistas walk away from the fight would have been very beneficial for them in that last engagement, but
Yeah.
it's just so weird how Black Soul is playing with his Aghanims right now. I'm not liking this. And now they're gonna get a free Rax, get out. Didn't really
Roshan's
lose too
alive.
much. Yep.
Second Daedalus nearly here for Mini. He's what, 1,000 gold away from, I think, the Chrysalis and the recipe, yeah. Over towards his courier heading to that secret shop. At least Incubus
It's gonna
scout
be,
out this and smoke towards Roshan. So this is going to be like last chance saloon for Incubus, really. It's either win this fight or lose the game.
Right.
An illusion room.
They gotta get this. But wait, their Sunstrike is on cooldown
He
though.
gets an illusion. Yeah, they Sunstrike in the pit to scout. The Stampedes come out. They're focusing Black Soul. The Invoker is going to BKB and run away. Burner trying to get the double rupture towards Nuages, and Mini just slays them, destroying them. Benjez gets a 3-man stomp, but there's little to no follow through, and that Edict Pulse Nova will find him, and that is GG. We knew it. Last chance. One team fight to rule them all, and Incubus, they just couldn't get it done.
Radiant victory.
And Binomistas, you know, last season they were so close to getting to Division 1, so close, the tiebreakers were there, and this time around, these guys, they want to show why they were the best, and getting to Division 1, like, I'm looking forward to this team in Game 2, stomp them out again. I mean, Incubus, they had some decent heroes, but the way that Binomistas played, they just didn't allow Incubus to play the game, and that's a sign of a really good team right there.
Yeah, this is, you know, Binomistas on.
pretty cue motivation speech after you've lost a few games in a row, right? With your friends. Guys, all right, let's just like pick really strong lanes. Let's go like Jug CM, and we'll just like crush our lanes, man, and like
Ursa Shadow Shatter.
Jug CM.
all right, just win our lanes.
Yeah.
Phoenix Mars, Coddle Bristle. You know, give me some of these sort of vibes.
Lich
All right, we got
Monk,
game
no
number
Bristle.
2. Let's jump in. Yeah, Bristleback, that's a pipe dream. I know he's not happening. Already,
Dire team
first
back.
banned by the Binomistas. So there you go. A bad now
Radiant
taken out
team
by
back.
Incubus. No, maybe not Bane specifically, but I think you see where I'm coming from here.
No, I hear you. I feel it.
Get some combos going.
Dire team pick.
Nyx. Okay, so that means first pick Binomistas, 10th pick for Incubus.
All right. The last pick, the last band Timber. So what are Binomistas trying to do here? Are they gonna
10
Mars? Are they
seconds
going
remaining.
to Snapfire?
5
What's
seconds
going on?
remaining.
They don't know. They didn't think this through. Do we have players in the lobby? Yes, they are still there. They're like, man, I really wanted that ABBA first.
Is this
Now
a
what?
simulation?
Big moment here. All right. Do we take Centaur?
Radiant
Do we
team
take
pick.
Puck?
Okay.
We take Centaur. All right. All right. We're off to a great
Mars?
start here, boys.
Plus what?
Now, do we take Mary's Phoenix?
I'd be okay with it.
Backtracking.
Let's go. You know, like Ench, maybe that would be a good lane hero to think about, huh?
10
Down one
seconds
game. Time to
remaining.
pull out the Enchantress.
5 seconds
A little
remaining.
pure damage. Centaur runs away. Your impetus does extra damage.
I think we saw
a hard
Clock
counter.
being very good versus Stampede. There was a game,
Yeah.
I don't recall the series, but you know, you just hook shot cogs. Stampede didn't do that much. I wouldn't mind a Clockwork.
Now, how about Faceless Void? How about him?
It's nice.
Radiant
You mean
team
for
pick.
Incubus?
Yes.
I'm okay with the center. With the Void versus center. It's just that you don't really get the chance to kill the centaur as a void, at least early on. So you want to make sure there's squishy targets on
10
Binomistas,
seconds remaining.
or else you end up in. Do you guys remember that PA game?
5 seconds
I think was
remaining.
it SG? Yeah, like they had PA versus a lot of tanky guys. It's very similar to that. Like
Yeah.
you want to be able to burst a couple of heroes without having to use Chrono or use BKB.
Dire team pick.
I was just looking, at Centaur, and I was just thinking, like, man, his popularity has survived a long time, and okay, we get Green Bird and Mars instead of Red Bird. That's fine. But I was thinking, like, Centaur. Well, statistically, I wondered who does the best versus Centaur. And Zaire, did you know, like, the number one popular support versus Centaur is Dazzle?
Really?
It's pretty good. Makes sense, right? In the laning stage, he wants to stand there and get hit, but he can't get hit with the poison.
Yeah.
Something to think
Seconds
about
remaining.
for you pubbers out there. I don't see it
It's true.
applying necessarily one-to-one in pros, but kind of
5
neat. But
seconds
there
remaining.
actually is a support that has a higher win rate versus Centaur, and it's the least picked hero in Dota 2. You guys tell me who that is in pubs?
Is that it's not Necro, is it?
No, it's a support hero. Very historically popular 5 in pro Dota.
Is it Wisp?
No, you're on the right page though. It's Chen.
Is
Okay, Chen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you like, let's take the
10
most popular hero in
seconds
Dota is
remaining.
Pudge, of course. He's in 27% of games right now. Okay,
5
lots of
seconds
Pudges in the
remaining.
world. Your Juggernauts 20% of games. Your Bristles even 18% of games right now. Currently, Chen sits at a staggering 0.46% pick rate, which means out of every 200 games of Dota 2 you play, you will encounter one Chen.
Wow.
That is depressing. The next lowest is Lycan, and he's double. He's at 0.9.
That is really sad for such an iconic Dota hero who's carried so many teams through so many big matches.
Radiant
I mean, he's
Wow.
always been unpicked in pubs, but that just sounds comically low.
Yeah, that's
That
rough.
makes me
Wow.
want to play some Chen. I think you
I
can
know,
win
just to
some
pump
games
up
just
those numbers.
well, just because people don't even know what to do against him at that point. You can win just from the surprise factor. You know, like what
I'm not sure.
literally
what
what
his
his
IRA
skills do. Hey, you go low
Oh
to
my
the
God,
MMR.
it's Jen, and they just they run in here.
They don't know what you expect.
Oh my God, I'm panicking.
Dude, they see all these creeps coming.
What?
They don't know what to do.
I thought Necronomicon was banned. What are these creeps?
Exactly. Yeah.
The confusion alone.
Dude, you go down below the Archon bracket, okay? And these poor guys, they've had 500 Dota games in the last 2 years. They haven't seen a
10
Chen in like
seconds remaining.
years of their lives, man.
You know, you're probably right about that. That would be
5
confusing.
seconds remaining.
I know you guys and your Divine and your Immortal games are like, oh, everybody knows what Chen does. I don't know, man. That rare, he's like a fine wine. Can't afford it.
True.
Well, apparently you can't afford him in pro matches anymore either. He's just too bad. Ice Frog, bring him back.
Chen in a game in Europe, but yeah, it's very rare. I think the hero is underrated, honestly, especially with the teleporting options that he has. But
It kind of reminds me of that whole low tier discussion we were having of just like, why pick him when good hero will do, you know? It's just like, he's unnecessarily complicated to do very similar plays.
yeah, I think the problem is that the teleport only comes at 20 minutes. So like you're basically betting on this weird hero that depends on the spawn of the creeps, and like people can block the spawns for like maybe a chance of teleporting carries at 20
Radiant
minutes. So
team banned.
it's definitely, I think he's gonna need some buffs to get popular again.
Imagine if they pick Chen now, though. The oracles here.
Just imagine.
Position 4 Chen. I don't think it's
Well,
happening.
Similar to earlier, we're now starting to
10
evolve into this
seconds
place
remaining.
where the position ones are scary. It's like a ones
5
meta if you can
seconds
get pick of the
remaining.
litter. And we're again probably going to have 7 or 8 carries banned out here when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
Troll's still in. He definitely sticks out for Incubus. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of looking like a troll game for them.
They did
No
pick the Bloodseeker instead of the Troll though, and it was
Radiant
open, right?
team pick.
It
Was
was.
troll open last game? Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually shocking.
It was open. It was open.
I think I
Dire
said
team
it several times and then we just kind of moved on because they didn't pick it.
Wow, what is happening here? This could be Gyro
They
5,
banned the
Viper
Void?
5. What the hell?
I thought they might pick the Void. I'm a little surprised.
I think against that
10
Fire
seconds
Centaur,
remaining.
you kind of want to
yeah.
avoid melee heroes
5
just
seconds
because
remaining.
even though you have Time Walk, you can get bursted before you even cast it.
I think there's also merit, like similar to how I like the Centaur Medusa, the double movement combo for her to really get in position. It's the same with Void. It takes a lot of pressure off him to be able to run in with Stampede and then use the Time Walk a bit differently or save it and not have to just all in to get in position. So that's fair enough.
So I guess Binomistas can pick a 5
Radiant
here.
team
Oracle
pick.
is open if they want to do that, but they get the 3.
Big bad tree.
Okay. Interesting.
Why tree?
I guess they're identifying lack of push coming from Incubus, and they're like, okay, these guys are never taking our
10
safe lane tier
seconds
1 ever
remaining.
with these heroes.
Makes me think they're gonna pick some crazy one or
5
something,
seconds remaining.
like
They
living like a
banned
That's
Weaver or
crazy
something.
in your
Like something really aggressive, I guess is what I mean.
okay.
I feel like Weaver looks pretty good versus Viper and Gyro.
Yep.
Trent, they're going
Team
safe
pick.
lane TA. Are you ready?
Mirana.
That would be kind of hype. The living armor, the refractions, the stampede, would be very hard to kill. And now big burst damage to the Mirana, more value in refractions. Picking TA into Viper, mega
Dire
chads,
team
as the
back.
kids say.
Yeah. All right.
Radiant
Similar but
team
different.
back.
That's Morphling.
Oh yeah, morphin to Gyro. Oh,
this
that's
is
money,
beautiful.
baby.
And Viper can
And-
break the Mars.
yeah. Can
And
break the
living
Viper.
armor and cookies. Ooh.
Cool.
Very nice. I haven't seen a good
the
Morphling game in a
Binomistas
while.
draft just looks much better. You know, that you have this
10 seconds
kind of
remaining.
weak hero on the Morphling, but the Trin's gonna protect him. You have a really strong
5
off lane with
seconds
Snapfire
remaining.
Centaur. And they're gonna be able to pick a good mini hero. They didn't ban a lot of mid heroes on both sides.
Bowie, Binomistas are doing exactly what I wanted Incubus to do. like Snapfire Centaur. That's the kind of lane combo I was talking about when we were loading into this draft. You know, like something that's just real, objectively like meta good, hard to deal with, even if you've got relatively good heroes on your side.
Yes.
Who's our 5 here? Do we like this one gyro, or now that it's
I think they should put
Is
it
that 5?
5 Viper and pick Leshrac.
I mean, they have last pick right on Incubus, so they will be able to make a good decision. Either mid Viper or carry gyro, and you pick the other one.
True.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say now.
10 seconds
What's
remaining.
Binomistas gonna pick though?
Radiant
What are
team
they lacking?
Just
Lino is pretty
mini.
well-rounded.
Mini Puck
I'm
is
going
still
back
in.
to this.
Puck is
Yeah.
open, right? No
Yeah, I'm just
Lion,
Pucking.
no Shaman.
And he's a crazy good Void Spirit too, so I'm just picking Puck or Void Spirit. I think either hero is completely fine.
Yeah, I think
DP
you
is
just
also fine.
want something that doesn't care about arena,
10
so Puck and
seconds
Void are
remaining.
very good in that department.
5 seconds remaining.
What do you take down here? I think I actually fear Puck a little bit more because they don't have
Dire
any
team
easy stuns besides
Yeah.
the spear. Yeah,
Puck's
nice.
Good ban.
Puck's a much better
Radiant
ban, I
team
think.
pick.
I dig on the Void Spirit, Trent.
You're at your
And they won't go that way
yo.
either.
This
More
is better
style
'cause
points.
it can lane versus the Viper. That's why they went to the Wind Ranger, I think.
Yes.
It's like Viper, like the Void Spirit won't have a fun time. He can live or whatever and not feed too bad, but
Well, they've got good shackle setups too. Like
seconds
Trian's
remaining.
ult, that's a really easy setup for Wind Ranger.
and the
Centaur
eggs later on,
Seconds
right? For the
remaining.
Morphling
Yeah.
combo. That was a good
Yeah,
one
dude.
before.
This is solid. This is really good. Not the most popular hero right now, but I think she's got a place. A well-crafted draft here from Binomistas.
She's an up one
I
game
wish
kind of
Treant
hero.
Protector counted as
Yeah.
a tree for the shackle. You know, that would be much cooler.
I mean, you already got that
Damn,
with Hoodwink.
I
She
agree,
could drop
actually.
the tree, and then you
True.
land the shackle.
True.
But I mean, doesn't that get a little too close to the like Brewmaster style Cinder Brew lore? You know, he's actually a tree.
All right.
But Black
I like
Soul
this
Batrider.
pick. I think it's really good versus the Treant. It's definitely a hero that makes the Wind Ranger a little sad because if she tries to man up on the Batrider, she dies very easily. I think this is a better draft from Incubus. This Mars Mirana, I hope they play aggressively. I hope Banjaz doesn't go for this weird Dasso build or something. You know, just press buttons, kill heroes, buy time for Burna, and we might have a game 3 in our hands.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. It is definitely better than the last game. And they have the tools to make it work. And if Binomistas there like slack a little bit like last game, it would be easier to punish that this time from Incubus for sure. I still think that Binomistas just have a crazy good draft though. I mean, they have Centaur Snap. This Tree Morphling looks pretty solid considering the matchup they're gonna have. They've known the matchup, you know, when they pick it with the Mars and the Mirana. So I think they're just feeling good. They have Morphling into Gyrocopter, so you can morph into the Gyro, get the flat cannon, do a stupid amount of damage. Just feels like everything to me looks easier for Binomistas, and they're better players.
I'm really afraid of Benny just popping off and going absolutely crazy on this Morphling. They don't really have any traditional anti-Morphling heroes, you know, no AA or anything like that. They do have some options. They've got a lot of stuns and they will have some damage, but I don't know. Into the Gyros, it reminds me a little bit of how we feel like Morphling into an Ember Spirit or something. Even if there is a pretty good team, it just never really feels good to be against the Morphling, right? Yeah, I'm going to go for Binomistas, but I'm going to channel all of my energy into Incubus. It's the end of the season. I'm putting all my channel points on
Except my
Incubus, okay? I'm going all in. I hope I can just will this energy into existence so we get that Game 3 decider just for a little bit more Dota. But here we go. Over to Gary and Theban. Gents, no pause. Take it away.
Yeah, here we go, game 2, and Bowie with a glowing commendation of the Incubus draft. Just cast your spells, and maybe you'll go to game 3. Maybe a little bit more difficult than that, as Binomistas have shown in game 1. They are incredibly strong, and like Trent and Zora
Hey,
were saying,
Gary,
this
how do
lane
you
sets up.
learn how to play Dota 2? Oh, well, just cast your spells.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Just cast your spells.
Press your buttons.
Games. Yeah,
That's how
to be
you win.
fair, you know,
30
a lot of
seconds to
people
battle.
would win more games if they actually casted their spells. Like I played, I play with a lot of pop players who just don't click their abilities, just busy right clicks.
Or they're busy waiting for the perfect moment to cast their spells, when in fact the perfect moment is always just do it. Use your mana pool, cast your spells.
Yeah, but speaking of spells, though, I do believe that Radiant have plenty of good heroes. The Bat Rider on Black Soul, he's not really countered, right? No way to really stop the lasso from coming out and having some kind of a save for it. Maybe a Centaur Stampede with the Aghanims late game. That's pretty much it. But you know, Binomistas, they got some slippery ass heroes this game. Morphling,
like-
Wind Ranger.
And Snapfire Cookie as well to help out with that living armor Treant. But yeah, Incubus have a lot of magic damage early to mid game. This Mars Arena can set up for some nice little nether toxin arrows, even that Firefly inside it, and of course Gyrocopter, the real strong position one for Burner. Offers you that magic and physical mix as he potentially scales. And he's laning up with a Viper. That's a pretty potent lane. Viper, Gyrocopter, both very oppressive, but you do have to be very careful
boy.
as Aretes. We've seen this time and time again. You move ever so slightly out of your lane into that jungle area. He's fortunate to not die, but he takes a lot of damage in the process.
Killed that little shredder just to be able to kill off the homing missile, so no cookie available to make that jump play with the Centaur. And I think that's why they didn't get the first blood, but nah, Treant not gonna TP back top, and he didn't lose too much while the Treant was gone.
Yeah, he's got himself 3 denies already. Benjaz was able to God's Rebuke, get a CS for himself, and do a bit of chip damage onto Benny. This is where the difficulties begin. Just getting slowed down by that Nature's Grasp. It's going to be so difficult to even look for kills here. You know, Treant's hiding in the trees. Difficult to find him. And then Benny's going to have Attribute Shift plus Living Armor, so that's top lane unkillable. For all intents and purposes, Binomistas just going to be staying power up there. So I guess Incubus aim for farm trade, aim for levels, and maybe, they missed out on the combo. Benny already had Attribute Shift going, and this is that situation. If they mess up even so slightly, you can't do it.
Whatever you can as a trainer, you just want to give the XP to Morphling. Like, that's what Morphling really needs to be able to become invincible. I do believe until Benny hits level 3, like, there's some potential for Incubus to try and get a kill on him, especially with some sneaky arrow. They got a lane ward too, so Sladen can see where that Morphling will be moving back and forth. Missed the spear. Yikes.
No. Yeah, Nuage just Leech Seed. Plus the Nature's Grasp, he sustains himself, and Benny clears out the way.
So there's also another thing, you know, there's casting spells, but then you also got Lando spells that you cast, right?
You do.
You got Mars Spear, you also got Arrow, so, you know, maybe Bowie should have gave better advice than just casting spells.
Oh, hello. Viper, he tried to save his Gyrocopter sitting in front of him, but it's that stomp with the cookie and double edge for Sexy Fat. None of this retaliate nonsense early on. He's going straight for that kill threat. And also going to get a nice pullback as well, because Centaur holds the Radiant Wave while Snapfire pulls back the Dire one.
Yeah.
So a lane victory
That kind of
bottom,
feels
good pressure
bad.
onto them.
Like, you got this Viper Gyro lane that you're supposed to pretty much win because of that poison attack from the Viper. You got the long range shield, but it feels really bad to just get first blooded. Black Soul. Oh, the cookie! Whew.
Dodges away from it.
That was close.
Verified as well.
Yep. Mini has to be careful too. He can't really chase because he has 7 stickies still on him, and the Firefly, the trail of it, would have killed him off. So,
But look at the CS, man.
creeps.
Look at the CS in that mid lane.
14-11, 12-3, and lots of denies for Mini. Damn, it's a lot.
I guess that base damage is pretty strong on the Wind Ranger. 68 versus what Bat Rider's 0, basically. 51. He's going to have 54 with the branches coming out. So reliant on sticking a bomb to try and get the CS.
Exactly. And top lane, just Nuage blocking this big camp all the time. Benjas getting slowed a bit. Doesn't really look like they have any intentions of jumping him though. Benny just about to hit level 4. He is under leveled, I would say, on this Morphling, because Nuage has been needed in the lane to get this Mars off him.
Yeah, I guess once he's got himself a Morbid Mask, the Ring of Bassi, whatever it is, he can self-sustain, and they're chipping away at the Mars little by little, knowing that Mirana isn't here. Oh, Slardin's got to go far the jungle. Yeah, Jupiter down bottom. The stomp from Sexy Fat holds them back, so Jupiter surviving 50 HP with all those stacks up on him, and Aretes goes back onto the Centaur. He's got Tangos, he's got Ring of Health, but he's needed that cookie back and a Fairy Fire as well. Sexy Fat is close to death. He will survive as they do snipe Nuage's courier top lane.
Yeah, it's so triggering, this homing missile just being killed off by the low shredder. Like, they could have gotten so many kills bottom if it's not for this Snapfire. And he's doing a good job of just holding the low shredder as well, like not wasting it for harass or anything like that, just waiting for the homing missiles to trigger that. He did it now, but that was like a point blank homing missile. It went out before Jupiter can come in and kill it off.
Yeah,
it's 50 gold too, right? That you get when you kill the missile.
That's a decent chunk of money.
Oh,
yeah,
just a casual harass, that's it.
9-stick charge Treant. Yeah, Slardin has basically, he's left this lane. I think, is he just trying to drag Treant away and give the 1v1 top?
Pretty much, because one Nature's Grasp and Leech Seed would just kill Mars off. And he just wants to get XP.
Good attempt from Slardin, but now he's the one that has to jump and TP out. If that arrow had landed, potentially he could have had the solo kill on Tree. It wasn't to be, though. Now we start to see these CS scores rack up real fast, but Mini in the mid lane, Flame Break and Lasso. Ooh, he doesn't get the Lasso, and the Focus Fire turn with Nuage and Treant arriving. They've got the Nature's Grasp and the Leech Seed. Mini looks like he might just be fine with Fairy Fire. He gets the kill on Batrider, gets away from the Firefly. He's surviving.
That Mini's so good, man. Just outplaying Black Soul so hard. Okay, Black Soul's tipping Nuage.
Burner. Oh, he looked like he was in trouble. He gets some good magic damage though onto Sexy Fat. Gets straight back in towards them. The poison attack stacking on Jupiter. That's 2 with a corrosive skin as well. Jupiter gonna juke through the trees. Aretes gives up on the chase.
Oh, I guess Jupiter got a freebie there. You know, I was gonna mention Black Soul. He tips Nuage. He's like, oh, if it wasn't for you, I would have got that kill on that Wind Ranger. Well, the Wind Ranger already outplayed you, Black Soul. I'm sorry.
Baited you into it.
Yep.
I guess if Nuage just wasn't coming there, there's no way Mini would have gone back in towards the Lasso, right? He would have just run away.
Definitely not. He would have just been playing in and out with that Focus Fire. He was just completely baiting Black Soul the whole time.
Ooh. TP bottom. Wind Ranger cancels it.
I think, yeah. All right, cancels it. I mean, it isn't really an opportunity there. And we see Slardin right now just running through the jungle, you know, arrowing these big creeps, taking creeps away from Binomistas when they decide to go into jungle. Nuage, top lane, Benjas.
And the first spear for the arena.
That's the arena. He got his 6 now, since Slardin has left the lane for a while and given the solo XP to Benjas.
Yeah, it's something. Not too many things they can get. And that Mars, you know, he is ahead of this Centaur in terms of how it feels to be in the lane in levels. And net worth kind of even between the two of them. Vanguard for Sexy Fan is up there. Oh, and Ranger gonna come down and bottles the regen. Yeah, right under the nose of the Mirana.
Just mini stuns take the regen. You know, Mini's individual skill is like really high.
Top notch.
Yeah, he's very, very, very good player. All right, that's
coming behind
wrong
them.
Neighborhood, buddy.
Yeah, that false sense of security with the Mirana behind the enemies. Now the stampede towards Gyro. They know exactly where he is. Mini's also come in. Level 8 Wind Ranger. Shackle shots up. Burner looking dead. Mini claims the kill. And that swift move down to the bottom lane.
Yep, no ulti on the Gyro as well. Called on. Decided not to scale that up. Slardin just trying to split push the creep so they cannot take this tower right now. Good move by Slardin. He's been a pretty annoying player this game for Binomistas.
It still might get found here. One leap left. Attempt. Mini.
He got him.
Just about. Finds him with a shackle shot. Kill achieved. Killing spree for Mini.
That looked like he was gonna get out. It was like a
0.1 second left. Oh, Nuage, his home has been burning. The Treant, oh, the Nature's Grasp and the Leech Seed. He's dead. There's no point. He's got stick charges, but...
And his cousins all taking a fall there.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Black Soul with a bottle refill. What is he now? 600 gold away from Boots of Travel. He's got a stack built up for him in that large camp, but it looks like he wants to try and play towards top with the next Firefly. Get into Benny's lane. They've already shoved the Morphling out of there with Gyro's rotation. And Nuage is his job, as always, as the Treant. Stay in his safe lane. Try and defend the tower with Grasp in that living armor.
I would say Black Soul's pretty underfarmed, isn't he, Gary? Like, normally we would see 9 minutes, Boots of Travel's already up on Bat Riders.
Oh, tremendously underfarmed.
Dyer's
It's like
top
1,000 net
tower
worth
has
behind
fallen.
Mini right now. Of course, that's a 3-0 Wind Ranger. That one death definitely hurting Black Soul's bat. And Slardin stealing creeps mid. Don't take those away from him.
He also has like 22 denies. Just crazy high.
Oh, they're trying to bait the Bat Rider up here. There's a shackle shot. That's a pretty long latch under the tree. The stomp, and Black Soul's down. Boots of Travel delayed even further. The DD Mini getting speared in arena though with no wind run. He's got 14-1 charges, can't get it up in time. Sexy Fat now stuck here and stunned under the Nether Toxin. He's been broken, cookied away. Jupiter trying to escape, maybe looking to trade his life for that of the Centaurs with a couple of body blocks. As Benny, he's looking to join in. The Morphling's thinking about jumping forward. He's got Morbid Mask. And his strength shifts. And he's going to bodyguard the Centaur for now. But that kill on Wind Ranger, huge for Incubus.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to farming. Yeah, it is really big. Black Soul, you know, he had 100 gold. Only if Marana didn't get those creeps. Maybe he could have had his Boots of Travel. Actually, he gets it now. Was it a bounty rune take or something? Oh, must have been just some assist gold. Keep his top. Nuage, not again. Oh no. Black Soul burning some trees again.
That's a freebie.
Man.
Anytime he sees the tree,
Yep.
get straight on top of him. So that's gold towards Black King Bar now. And they've killed off Mini once, you know, slowing down his progression while keeping Gyro farming, who's now pipped them to that top spot in net worth.
You definitely want to see Black Soul continue to just make these plays though, on the tree and just get these freebies if he can. Nuage can't afford to die to that Bat Rider like that. He's already so far behind. Now they want to smoke up and get a last one play. The
shackle
again.
shot. Black Soul chain stun. Slardin doesn't even bother throwing the arrow at heroes. He kills the Centaur. He's just like, Black Soul, you're dead.
Creep. Oh
Kills
my
the
God.
creep, yeah.
I mean, that two-man smoke play wasn't really going to amount to anything anyway. Like, who are you going to really run into? If you run into the Morph, you can't kill him. Centaur, same thing, and a Stampede. The only person that you can actually smoke with is the Mars. So, Bat Rider, like, he's got to just be farming right now. His lasso, he can hold it to maybe get solo kills on the tree, but other than that, he's way too underfarmed on Black Soul.
Yeah, I would understand that move a bit more if they had an observer ward or something and they wanted to ward Dire Jungle and that lets Bat push the top lane freely.
Yeah.
But they weren't really moving in there with any vision. And Mars now playing down in the bottom lane. So he's not making any active moves just yet, but grouping up with the Marana, the Bat, and the Viper. Is this a smoke play they want to make, or are they just going to hold high ground and hope that Binomistas come towards them? So they're being scouted by Dire Vision every step of the way.
You don't really have options to play somewhere else on the map, right? Top lane is just a tree pushing that lane out. You don't want to bring like 3-4 heroes there. So they're kind of just waiting and seeing if Binomistas, they do make some kind of overly aggressive move. They can just drop Arena or use the lasso, get a kill, and just make a play onto the mid tower next. We see Gyrocopter pushing top out. He's rushing BKB on Burna. It's not often you see a first item BKB on Gyro. Because normally you see what? Aghanim's, right? That's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's most popular.
I thought it was going to be a Maelstrom even. Like I saw the Mithril Hammer and he didn't really have anything queued up. It's interesting.
It makes a little bit of sense against the Stampede and the Overgrowth. Just a lot of stuns or ways to hold down the Gyrocopter.
Does mean that it feels like you're... Oh, Jupiter spotted out. That'll be a snap kill for Benjaz. Maybe give it to Black Soul so he can get closer to his own BKB. Yeah, burn through the snap. These BKBs are kind of indicative of Incubus thinking, when we get to mid-game, we want to win all the fights. And we need to win all the fights. It's real commitment and investment into winning battles early on.
there's just something you gotta consider in this game is the overgrowth after the BKB is absolutely game losing for Burna.
Dire's
So
bottom
he needs to
tower
make sure he
is
holds
under
that
attack.
BKB or has another way of getting out of the overgrowth, or your BKB is going to be completely nullified by one position 5 treant. Second thing is you need damage. Like, how are you going to bring down this Morphling? You're going to need to get Ags, you need to get Scotty, you're going to need like a Daedalus or something.
A
It's just
rapier.
really
Yeah.
far behind in like for all those items that you got to get, even though his net worth is really good. It's just not sure, you know, he's in fighting condition quite yet. Oh, Sodden,
Triple
whoa,
leaps.
okay. All right, he's
Little
out.
Triforce.
He did not hesitate. Interesting. I mean, maybe Mini was Mini there? No, it wasn't, right? Oh, I don't know if you could have got like a shackle shot or not. He was just like stunned by whatever was going on with Sodden.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's their turn to play aggressively. They know the cookie's down. They're not going to waste the arena on her. The shackle shot doesn't latch to anyone behind. The blink stomp though towards Black Soul. They're trying to zap down the Batrider, but now they're stuck inside the arena. Morphling wave falls forward. They get the Batrider kill. Snapfire's still alive. I don't know how that's managed to happen. The urn is ticking it down. Will probably die, but the turnaround with Mini. Focus fire with that Maelstrom blocking all over the place, and the blink stomp onto the gyro. That's the big target they wanted. And Benny into gyro mode. He turns himself into the helicopter man and picks himself up a double kill while Marana jumps in, but the one is there. Benny's going to turn around and slot in, gives him the triple kill inside the Roche pit, which Binomistas will gladly take. It's a 5-for-1.
That was so good. I mean, the Batrider just getting so low because the Centaur just jumped him, and they do get that nice arena spear combo, but the Bat's way too low to do anything. He couldn't lasso anyone up. I'm not sure if he had a buyback available or if he bought the Ogre Axe first, but they needed Black Soul in that fight. But now the Radiant's starting to revive. This Roshan is a little too low for
only 16
Binomistas
minutes in.
just to... Yeah, I think they can just go in there and take this now on Incubus. Oh wow, Binomistas maybe making a mistake going for that Roche. I mean, it's very tempting with 5 heroes being dead and you're right outside the pit, but it was only 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Well, they need Benny to... sorry, they need Mini.
They're healing up fast.
Mini to heal up, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my brain with Burner, Mini, and Benny is really struggling sometimes. There's even a Benjaz. Benjaz, Burner, Benny, Mini. That's a real tongue twister. Yeah, they get them all back in, though. Kill off the catapult mid. A little bit of a standoff around Roshan, but Black Soul is invis. Dire sentries in place. They'll see him if he moves any closer. And now the attempt on Roshan. It begins, scouted out by the power shot and the kisses. Landing in, the stop, counteracted by the BKB. Burner gets it off in time. Marana has to leap away. Now Sexy Fat out on the far left. While Mini being shredded by the magic damage inside the arena. They kill him off. Sexy Fat still moving forward though, and it's Morphling. He's huge. He shreds through a couple, and he looks for them all now. The overgrowth holds them in. Slot in, drops over the sentry ward of the Dire. Black Soul and Benjaz. Moonlight Shadow still up for another 5 seconds. Potentially enough to allow them to escape and slip away. And Incubus, they've got to give up on this Roshan now. Yeah, you're right. Benny and Sexy Fat in the pit. Black Soul considering this. Firefly ready in a second. He could break his way over the high ground into the pit. Stop it. Benjaz, he gets the Aegis. Benny's going to turn and try and kill off the Mars with a waveform, but that's a great little steal.
Still fight. The full HP Benjaz if he needs to. Yep, he's just gonna back off. I mean, they got the kill on the Roshan and they got the Aegis. Binomistas had to spend a Centaur buyback to be able to try and secure that Roshan. They don't get it. Oh man. You know, Burna. This is crazy. Just going in, get the vision. Oh, Mars goes, follows up after the Batrider. That was so clean. That was so clean. I think Bat got the kill too, right? On the Roshan with the Firefly, and then Mars got the Aegis steal there. That was like what, 3? I think it was 3 heroes going for the Aegis, but 2 were from were from Incubus, because the Treant wasn't trying to pick up the Aegis.
That's true. Yeah, both Benjaz and Black Soul going for it. And you just got this Morphling like, what do I do? The Centaur got speared out. That's
Interesting game.
new lease on life for them. Incubus, that BKB from Gyrocopter definitely working out in that fight. The ability to BKB the blink stomp of Centaur made sure that they could just turn, on a dime towards that Wind Ranger.
The biggest problem still hasn't shown up for Incubus yet, and that's going to be the Morphling once he hits that late game items, and then he gets that gyrocopter form, the flag cannon.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, we saw like shades of it in that fight. Oh, Benjaz shackled up, and the kiss is coming. Clear through the Mars. Burners BKB is going to work though, and Mini doesn't have his yet. So Black Soul with the lasso catches the Wind Ranger. Two huge pickoffs there for the Incubus side. While Morphling, he does get into that replicate and gyro form enabled. Takes him out of the rocket barrage and a few little hits. And we do definitely see the problem that you were explaining. Benny, he is the true carry. They're not super reliant on Mini. You focus the Wind Ranger and you lose your entire squad.
Yep, they went really deep for that Wind Ranger too, because the Wind Ranger does do a hell of a lot of damage with that Focus Fire Maelstrom, and this is the Wind Ranger without the BKB. So once that's up, it's going to be near impossible for Incubus to actually bring her down, especially if she's ready for those ganks. And he saw what Benny can do. You know, he just waves into a backline, kills off the Viper, then he becomes a Gyrocopter, throws on the flag cannon, goes back into a Morphling form, and just destroys the team fight with a massive amount of agility and base damage the Morphling has.
He's going to have Scarly soon as well.
Yeah, that's going to slow down Burna a lot. Not going to be able to move away from the fight. So I fully expect just Morphling, once he does have Scotty, to just wave onto Gyro, become Gyro, and just beat him up.
Have the face off between the two of them, yeah. Oh, still having this battle around mid lane. Both teams really angling towards tier 1s. Radiant Catapult surviving. Benny's there to bodyguard the tower as Incubus smoke in, looking towards that top jungle. Jupiter and Mini up there, and like you've been saying, Mini needs that BKB, so there's another minute or two of free farm he requires to finish it, and Jupiter's going to be the one that gets caught. So surviving on Mini.
The angle for the arrow.
Jupiter
looking pretty ugly. Oh, there.
Does get arrowed finally.
Yep.
Radiant's
A little bit more drawn out than they would have liked, and he pops his wand. The rain drops the wand. Okay. Jupiter finally dies, but yeah, Mini survives, gets back to base, and then you lose the tier 1 mid lane because of how long that took.
And that doesn't land on the Snapfire there. I mean, they might have been able to turn this around. They might still be able to turn this around.
Aggressive TPs. Mini running forward, looking for the Gyrocopter. Shackle shot, catches him in the tree. Centaur wants to try and blink towards the Viper and the Mirana, though. These are the easy pickoffs that they can try and gather.
Plays.
Yeah, he's invis. Any reveal. There's a sentry on Treant. It's coming in, no worries.
Yeah, one support kill, they TP top, they defended tier 2, they did get the mid tower, but Binomistas, they're happy to just get these trades for now because they're just looking to get Benny farmed, right?
Yeah, they're pretty much ready, right? Benjaz onto Mini. Can he finish off this Wind Ranger? They've got the Flame Break coming in, the Stampede and the Runaway. Mini surviving the damage over time, it's just enough. Black Soul goes diving for it now. He's forced though to lasso up Jupiter. Sexy Fan, he's got a blink but no stomp.
Firefly's
Jupiter's
out.
surviving for now. Firefly's done, the Midnight
Flame
Shadow's
Break,
gonna give him that escape. Sexy Fan can't really get on top of him, can he? They can try Cookie.
Black Soul, he would have tried to go for the Jupiter kill, but he knows that they're all coming for him right now. He just wants to escape.
Yeah, Benny's got him.
Slow.
Nature's Grasp flow. Yeah. Cooking forward.
Or do they?
Thinking about the overgrowth. Oh, they don't.
Should've
He's got
tried it.
Firefly back up.
Should have gone for the OG there. I mean, it's a kill that you had to just get. You know, you're spending so much time chasing down Black Soul. Black Soul making a correct play, not turning around, going for that Jupiter kill with another Napalm and a Flame Break, just escaping, buying so much more time for Burna. Burna has an Axe now, making his way towards an MKB.
Nice.
Yep, MKB Satanic. I don't know about the MKB. I mean, I guess it's important because of the Wind Ranger. It's got that Wind Run and you want to be able to kill her. But it's just so many items Burna needs this game, right? He needs Satanic for the lifesteal, then he needs Scotty to reduce the Morphling's morph ability.
And to tank himself up as well against all this damage. But now we're looking at the timing that Binomistas, like this is what they were looking for, right? Morphling has Scotty, they've got BKB Wind Ranger.
Exactly.
They got
time to flick that switch. Items. No more defensive plays for Binomistas. It's time to go. Time to attack.
Game. Time to make the jump onto Viper. Hands himself over. Many still looking. Anybody here? Oh, empty ancient camp. Somebody was here not too long ago. And they do have a dire ward top. They see Burner moving there, and they probably know that Black Soul was lurking in the vicinity too. Some real quality vision here from Binomistas. Especially with Roshan potentially spawning in about a minute. They want this area under their control.
They glyphed the tier 2 tower mid with 20 health left. They want to make a smoke play and lasso up this Morphling because he doesn't have Lincolns, right? And it looks like Benny, man, the discipline on this guy, like that one hit on the tower, he doesn't stick around, he just backs right off as soon as the glyph shows.
Radiant's top tower is under
Very,
attack.
very good play from Benny here.
Moonlight Shadow. What do they got? A couple of sentries around. One up on the high ground. They could do with one just
Okay,
here
let's
in
see the
front of Mini.
BGB as soon as he blinks
Doesn't
in.
get it off in time. They lasso the Morphling. Sexy Fat's coming in. They've got a spear. The Morphling's tanking with the overgrowth. Will be given enough time to get off the attribute shift, and they turn to the slot in. Blow up the Mirana. The kisses into the arena. Counteracting the play from Incubus. Little Shredder going to work on the Black Souls. They do lose their Treant, but the cause of Incubus still looking reasonably strong, especially Burner. But yeah, they can't follow through. The disengage there from Binomistas. Getting the Morphling out.
The blink reveal too by the Bat Rider. They were not able to delete the Morphling in the duration of the lasso. I mean, Sanjin Yasha status is an amazing item against these spells. They even try to like connect the stuns and get the vessel too. It just wasn't enough. Too tanky already with this build.
And yeah, that's without Manta Style, without BKB or anything. And he's going to have BKB potentially in the next fight. Definitely by the next Roshan fight.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big thing, right? Just be able to waveform in, become the Gyrocopter, click the BKB. Now you're no longer worried about these disables. Even you get lassoed with your BKB. Incubus don't really have a whole lot of physical damage. I would say 70% of their damage does come from their magic abilities, especially with Gyrocopter. Not quite there yet with this right-click damage items.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because Benny's got like 300 base damage when his Angie shifted, so he's turning into Gyro with basically with a rapier on him. Slardin did a bit of toying with the Mirana just now. He's been doing well individually, this Mirana. Has a Yules, has a Spirit Vessel, incredibly farmed. It's just been difficult to really converge together as one unit. And Incubus need to try. 4 heroes up top. Slardin can't TP there. He is stuck down bottom. And Roshan's alive in 50 seconds. Black Soul. Oh, the Binomistas. A good blink away. Very quick escape, but now you've given up this area. Yeah, they'll de-ward, they claim the triangle. And Incubus
They want to play for Rosh. That's all they want right now. Just get Roshan. Control this area. Benjas.
Benjas Shackle Shine attempts to TP. The damage coming, and that's the stomp from Sexy Fat.
Stomped. Come on. Drop the voice line, Sexy Fat. Stomped.
You know you want to. Oh, disappointing. Oh, the arrow comes a little bit too early. 10 seconds for Roche. Oates gonna de-ward mid.
Dire's middle tower
Binomistas
is
playing
under
very,
attack.
very safely. They want to push out that mid wave a little bit, hold on to their side of the map for now. Maybe expecting the Mars will have buyback. And this arrow, perfectly timed, scouts out the Roshan inside his home.
Oh, wow. I see an Orb of Destruction on Snapfire. Yo, get that in there, Jupiter. Get that in there. I see him going for Axe too, honestly. It's going to give it to Mini. Okay, Orb of Destruction on Mini. So that's another slow, more minus armor. I would love to see Jupiter this game just finishing off that Solar Crest, because Morphling, that's who you want to just buff up, right? He's your Omega carry this game because there's a Gyrocopter on the enemy team and he can get that Black Cannon. So just give them that Solar Crest. They already have Lotus Orb from the Centaur they can throw onto a Morph and remove the Vessel, which is really nice too. Just keep buying these aura items and Benny will take you home.
Top tower is under attack.
Put the steroids into him. I had forgotten about that mid tier too. Like you'd mentioned it a couple of times, 20 HP, they glyphed for it and all that. And then Benny just walks up to it, hits it once. Viper tried to deny, but he was a little bit too slow. Black Soul makes the jump. That's that BKB though. Mini gets it off in time. Benjas with the Spear Arena. Nuage is caught inside, but Mini's able to get out of there while Morphling he's into gyro mode. Throws the spells towards them. Burner's BKB is out. And they get the trade 1-for-1 for now, but Black Soul shredded. That physical damage from the orbs coming out of Jupiter and Mini, and the Blink Storm is going to catch Slot as Verana. A nice Fuel Scepter, no leaps though, as 10 stick charges as Mini, Slexy Fat, and Benny's Morphling. They're all slipping away with like no HP. It's a DD Gyro chasing them. The arrow catches onto Morphling, but they don't have the follow through. The buyback from Nuanges, and the 2 kills they got on the Mars and the Batrider allow the Binomistas to hold their ground for now.
Mind you, that was Benny without his BKB. He had 4,000 gold in his backpack, and now he fit me. They're gonna go out and fight once again over this Roshan. Incubus, you know, they try to make a good play. It would have been beautiful had Mini not popped his BKB when he got lassoed.
It was so fast.
So fast. If they got that Mini kill, I think Incubus were gonna destroy that fight and then take Roshan and just turn this game all around. But now Benny's got the BKB. They're going into a pit themselves. They just need to get some good vision out here.
Just what are you hiding, Roshan?
Oh.
Dragging that Roshan off to the side so the arrow hits him and not the heroes. Nice little micro play by Benny. Incubus, they're considering this. Another arrow. And again it lands on Roche. Benny's nearly soloed this.
They're smoked
without
up.
too much help from his squad, but yeah, he feels something coming. They walk to high ground again. It is second Roche, don't forget. So the cheese as well as the shard on there. Burners into the pit. Roshan, 2,000 HP remaining. Benny takes out the sentry, dodges the arrow. They've got to know something's not quite right, and they blink stomp straight onto the gyro. Down to half HP. He gets the gyro. He gets Benny as well. Arete slays the Morphling. Binomistas with a monumental cock up around the Roche pit now. We'll lose 3 heroes in a row.
Oh, they got the Aegis though. Sniped off by Mini in the back here with that focus fire. All right, so at least they got the Aegis out of the way. Okay.
Sure. We talked about just casting your spells, but what about just casting your items, Stephen?
Jesus, can we see that fight again? Because that was some crazy stuff. I thought Burna, yeah, there it is. They jump in, and how does he get speared? Just click your BKB, kill Burna, take the Aegis, right? But he gets speared of all things on this Morphling. He tunnel visioned so hard onto the gyrocopter. Forgot that he had a BKB. Sag.
Incredibly. I mean, the Black Soul, he's pushed it a little bit too far bottom. Mini
again. Oh, Mini.
The savior.
Yep. Once again, I mean, first he got the gyrocopter Aegis kill. Now he's got the Batrider kill. And there's 60 seconds. Binomistas are out without a bat. And, sorry, Incubus are out without a bat. And now Binomistas can go and make a play on the map. You know, Mini's having so much fun, I'll tell you that right now. He wants this game to drag out because he wants to be that guy, you know, with the MKB and the bots level 2 and just blinking around and Aghanims, you know. He just wants to be slaying people all by himself this game. Because that's what this game is on pace for.
Did Incubus get everything from Roshan? Like Mars Shard, Cheese got picked up, Aegis got picked up.
Yeah.
They got everything, right? Not a single item went to Binomistas.
They got the cheese. Yeah, Gyrocopter's got that right now. Because they got destroyed, right? As soon as the Morphling died, Binomistas couldn't bring any more heroes into the pit. So they just had to run away from the pit. And that's where Incubus were able to pick everything up.
Shadows take us.
Just imagine one BKB. Our South American DPC bingo. Every time you can always rely on someone not clicking BKB.
Next, that was close to game over. If that was Binomistas grabbing Aegis, Cheese, Shard, you kind of consider Incubus just out of the running. Some real stroke of fate.
Top lane right now, taking the tier 2 and walking into the high ground. That's what we would have been seeing from Binomistas if they're the ones with the Aegis and the Shard.
And now instead, you know, you're looking at Octarine Core from Batrider soon. His BKB is down to 6 seconds, and he's not had the best of times. So Black Soul still doing his job, blinking and lassoing the Wind Ranger. Ben just has a BKB. Aretes has that Glimmer and the Veil with a Force Staff he's just picked up. So they've got tons of maneuverability to allow the gyro. You mentioned he could have difficulties if the Morphling just BKB waveforms on him. They've got ways to maneuver gyro around and use the cheese, use the Satanic, get his BKB going.
He sold it. He wants a Hex.
He's going.
Ooh. Yeah, he wants
That's a bit spicy.
Sneaky Hex onto the Morphling. Oh, look at the sneaky TP top lane. cheese though.
Straight onto him.
No cheese.
Where did the gyro go? Oh, that's it there. I mean, there's no way you're saving him. He's walked into his own death too.
That was so sneaky from Binomistas, just TPing everybody deep into the trees there, going in with that blink shackle shot. I don't think he expected to die. He has cheese, he has a reaver, he has so much health, magic resist with a cloak. Big place, Mini.
He just gets obliterated. All right, now what do we do? Like Binomistas, they get that kill.
Go top, tier 2, yeah.
Get the tier 2s, yeah. Stop playing for third Roshan.
I mean, 50 seconds on Gyro is quite a long time. It depends on what Incubus try to do here. How many heroes they're going to show on the map. Batrider shows bottom. We might just see a high ground play from Incubus to force that Batrider back.
Who's making that call? Is it Benny saying, I'm strong enough? Just go with
dead. Or the arrow from the Mirana, he's got Ags. So he killed off all the creeps. It's an incredibly farm Mirana, I'll tell you that. Spent a lot of this time like running around and arrowing creeps, so got good network.
Centaurs in the jungle.
They want to try and go on Benny. Oh, they're so scared. They don't know where everybody else is, and he was all by himself too. Oh, so unfortunate that they don't have any information on the other heroes of Binomistas. They don't want to jump the Morphling and get caught with their pants down.
Yeah, Mini's not even showing bottom lane until he power shots the wave. And now you've got Benny's Morphling sitting in the mid lane, backed up by everybody. Arrow slides past them. And the Binomistas, yeah, they're going to try to get some wards and sentries down to maybe spot a Moonlight Shadow coming. Oh, Mars blinks in aggressively, and that opens him up to getting stomped down. Arrow onto a Sexy Fat, the BKB from the Morphling looking to chase forward. Doesn't want to turn into the Mirana. I think he considered it there for a sec.
He's not hesitating anymore, Gary. He's waving in, he's clicking BKB right away. He's like, no, I would not allow myself to disappoint my team. And just gets the kill on Mars and resets. It's going for Daedalus too on this Morph. Oh, that's going to be sweet.
Yeah, I guess, you know, Gyro's not gone for Butterfly or anything. He's finished off that MKB. Going Scardy next. So yeah, just go raw damage.
We were talking about, right? Like, without all of these items, the Gyrocopter can't really play this game. Or he can't really be impactful for his team. So he's going to need the Scardy, and then after that, hopefully he's going for a rapier, and that's when, you know, Incubus are in a position to really take over this game. Roshan 2 was a failure in the end.
They're not set up for this.
Yeah, they're not.
They don't have Glyph on Radiant. Double catapults, Morphling. Oh, saved and gobbled, spat out by that Blink Aghanim's from Jupiter. Lasso though coming in. They're trying to catch the Morphling. The Blink stop. They're trying to save him. Benny waveforms away, and Mini standing his ground with that focus fire. Focusing in onto the Gyrocopter, forces the cheese as the kiss is coming. Launched out towards them. It's a good arena though. Spearing Sexy Fat and killing off the Centaur. Using Jupiter, the Mirana lands a short range arrow, but Benny's back in towards the Gyro. Slays the Viper. Gyro's gone. Burner falls, and Benny's damage. It is substantial, isn't it? Triple kill for the Benny Morphling. Make it an ultra. Oh, come on. Come out of your base. Give this man a rampage, why don't you?
He deserves it. Give it to him. Just kidding. They're still trying to win this game, you know? I mean, that was so close. When Benny got jumped, I was afraid for him, but he got the waveform off. Got the Lotus onto him. He healed up a little bit, reset, waited for that BKB to cool off, saw the fight, saw that Gyrocopter has already popped Satanic, so then he waveforms back in, becomes Gyro, and just destroys everybody.
I was wondering where these bloody salves are coming from. Oh, Mini. He didn't quite cancel the blink on Black Soul, so he actually just jumps away. But Trion was walking around with like 4 salves. He salves Mini, salves Benny, puts the living armor on him. He's got Holy Locket. No, wait, does Holy Locket improve salve regen?
No.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. It's his tier abilities, is it not? Amplified heals you provide.
But a salve is a heal you provide. So. I've never thought about that before. Like, if you use it on, like, not if you give it to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Worth testing, maybe. Holy Locket, though, such a nice little back. No, come on, don't ruin my fun. Just say it works.
Okay, it works, but it...
Nice! Damn it. There's a long spawn on Roshan, Theban. There's a real long spawn.
It is, and now the Morphling is going for a Satanic next too. You got it, Incubus. You got to do something right now. You get this Morphling to Satanic, then you can just kiss this game goodbye. They're gonna need to get some kind of a kill, and everybody on Binomistas are so tanky, Gary. Like even the two supports, they're both strength heroes.
Yes.
Treant 2.3k health, Snapfire 2.8k health.
Nutty. Tons of armor as well.
Well, they're under division.
Vengeance goes onto the tree and they've got a lasso towards Mini. He's been gobbled up though. The spin out from Jupiter saved Mini, but he's put him into danger again. Benny now back with Burner, and Vengeance there. They've used up the Morphling inside the arena. Got Sexy Fan running in with a stampede and the kisses. They blow them up. Gyro and Mars hit the deck. And that's just now on the Ghost Scepter, but the home missile and the rocket barrage from Benny in that gyro mode is going to clear through the Viper now. Buyback out from Mini as well, knowing that this game is close to an end. He moved forward with the boots of travel, wanting to catch any more stragglers, find Slud in, and maybe they can break high ground. But it's more likely going to be that Roshan in a minute.
Just the sheer damage output from the Morphling is just far greater than the Gyrocopters. You know, both these heroes are trying to man fight Black Cannon and try to do the best that they can, but it's just not enough. And you can see here in this fight, you know, they go onto the tree first, very good play, but Morph, all he's doing is waiting for the Gyrocopter to show himself. Becomes Gyrocopter, both the flat cannons going out, you know, Satanic gets popped here. That Yules though, I don't know about that Yules, Gary. That was really questionable, because I think Sladin should have been going for another target using somebody else, because they're already hitting this Morph who's right in front of them. He just bought enough time for the Centaur to come in, help out, and get the kisses and kill off your team.
It stopped the Gyro from life-stealing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't able to hit anybody. They glyph up that tier 3.
Yules there.
They've got to know now, you know, Mini did buy back in that. So if they're able to find him, maybe with a Blink Lasso, the Mars Arena, catching that Mini Wind Ranger could be a massive boost for Incubus, but they still do lose that mid lane of Barracks. And Roshan alive, while Binomistas are all respawning around that time.
And we got level 25s now on Binomistas heroes. The Wind Ranger got that 25% cooldown reduction. Wow, not the invisibility. Interesting. Going for the Roshan. No Aghanims for Wind Ranger, sadly. It's just going to be a refresher shard for, I assume, Jupiter. It's going to take it. Sexy Fat? No? Yeah, it's going to be Jupiter. Okay, cool. So 2 Gobble Ups, 2 Mortimer Kisses if needed. That's going to be cool.
With a Spell Prism too. Oh, it's Moonlight Shadow. They've got vision. The Radiant see them. The BKB from Vengeance misses the God's Rebuke. And Mini, he's got the Aegis, so not going to use his BKB too soon. And Morphling, he's running towards the Gyrocopter. Waveforms in towards him. He's got his BKB going. This is a little bit scrappy from the Binomistas. They've got the lasso now on the Wind Ranger. Her BKB's up. The damage with this Morphling, though, shredding through Black Soul. Clears up the Battle Rider. Vengeance in with his bulwark. Destroyed by the Morphling. Viper crumbles. Buybacks coming out of Incubus. They're trying to stand their ground against this, but Black Soul is just being pummeled. Benny's Morphling, even with that strength morph up to pretty much maximum, he's doing so much damage. 300 odd damage a hit. Gyro and RTS wants Sexy Fan real bad. Mini,
got no damage on
he's
Morph.
lost his life.
Be careful.
Wind Ranger's dead for 2 minutes. They're going towards Benny. Oh, he's got Satanic in 4 seconds. This is a little bit risky though. Arrow after yours, they miss out on the combo. We wait. No, Benny, what have you done?
You remind me of someone.
That's what you call mind control right there, Gary. Waved into the arrow. I don't know if that was 1,000 IQ or 5 IQ, but we like what we see. Oh God. He just missed the arrow on the Yules and then lands it because the Morph waved into it.
Well,
Gary, speechless? You there, buddy?
that's Dota 2, the video game, everybody. These things happen. Dear Lord.
Yeah, and they managed to hold, you know? And the scary part is now Gyrocopter has a rapier. So this game is like by no means over. This Gyro, you know, he's really good at clearing up mega creeps, and it's not even complete mega creeps yet.
Just the super creeps,
They can just, yep, and now you can just pressure up Binomistas. They're gonna have to be very cautious. It looks like Morphling is also queued up his rapier because he feels like he needs that to be able to seal this game.
because they used everything, right? The Aegis, the cheese, Refresher Shard, everything was popped there by Binomistas, and they still didn't convincingly win a team fight. There's even a DD rune spawned down at bottom lane. Oh, Gyro. Go on, burner. Somebody scout that man's double damage rune.
You know, I want to tell you something, Gary. This is my pet peeve. I hate this so much. Like, I get so triggered every time with core players, okay? They get Aegis, right? They run at the opponents, and they meet their opponents, and they don't click BKB until they fucking die. Why? You just got Aegis. It's there for 5 minutes. Just click your damn BKB, sir. You know? That's what happened with the Wind Ranger. Mini just ran in like a maniac, assuming that him tanking all these abilities is gonna do something. He just died to a homing missile, revives, and now they don't have Aegis more. It's like no advantage. Plus, you were dead for like 5 seconds, so Incubus had this opportunity to fight your team for that 5 seconds, and you're out of position the whole time.
Exactly. Like sometimes it's okay, you know, baiting people in. But when you are clashing 5v5 head to head, that's a few seconds where you are dead and not accomplishing anything. If you're using that Aegis, then the rest of your team is being swarmed over. The arrow. Nuances. Triad. He's shut down the burner. Opens that back though. They catch burner. Gyro's blown into oblivion. Ben just slowed by the Skadi and the Binomistas. The counter initiation completely catching Incubus off guard. Black Soul blinks away. Slot in now. He's got a lot on his plate to push out these lanes because you just know that Binomistas, they are running down mid to kill tier 4s and the throne.
If Binomistas baiting under their vision, just sitting there waiting. Sexy finds that big initiation onto the gyrocopter. Look at this. They got the tree with the arrow, and they just tunnel vision onto the tree. And look at this. Boom! Big stun. As soon as the gyro walks into the vision, all in onto him, burst him, get the rapier. Yup. I mean, there was no way he was going to get out of there alive. All 3 cores of Binomistas just going straight for that gyrocopter.
That was a 900 damage Wolfling coming for your tier 4s. 3 heroes dead. And it looks like game over. Mini BKBs, they Lotus Lasso back on the back right. That beautiful timing, real spot on stuff from Sexy Fat, and that's it. Game over. Bat Rider's out of there, disconnects before saying anything. And some massive chat coming out of Binomistas. Oh boy.
Oh, I think. Let me guess what they're trying to say, okay? Slayden, he's a very high MMR player. He must have, flamed someone on Binomistas, calling them, oh, you're just AK trash or something. And now Binomistas are out here trashing Incubus because these guys, they know how to play like a team. They pick good heroes. They play well. They play to their own timings. They're very patient. As you saw here, they made one mistake, but it doesn't matter to them. They just, push in. They played according to the rules of Dota, essentially, and came out ahead, and thank God for not a million tiebreakers.
Yes, and congratulations to Binomistas as well, looking real hot, the algorithmic Dota. Now we saw it from season 1 and season 2, no different, coming out on top. I mean, Zyori boys on the panel, a few hiccups, a few bumps there, but Binomistas proving they deserve to be where they are right now.
Oh gosh, the Binomistas have done it, guys. Vamos Brazil, they are going up to the upper division. They have stopped us from the tiebreaker scenario. You're absolutely right. That was beautiful Dota, as Gary said. A little bit of awkwardness there towards the end, but from large, the series together, that was a dismantling. I mean, Binomistas, I think, proving that they are just truly the better team in this matchup. Both games pretty convincing.
I mean, I think Berna played well, but considering the start that they had and the matchup he was against, I would love to see a little bit more greed coming from him. I think the BKB rush, instead of Benny getting the Sanjin Yasha, then the Skadi, he did go for these greedier items, and I think it really ended up hurting Berna at the end there. But I think they played well. Incubus, I feel like their placement that doesn't necessarily reflect how some of their games they played well, but it is what it is. Binomistas, they're gonna go up, and Incubus, unfortunately, they are relegated.
Yes. That is the undeniable truth. A heartbreaker for Incubus. And I guess maybe worth a shout out in terms of this being a team that we thought would float towards the top. Again, Bowie, glad we didn't make those predictions, because I think I had Incubus in top 2 or maybe top 3, certainly top 4.
Not where it wound up.
Kind of upsetting to see them this way.
I think poor Berna had that rapier for just under 2 minutes. Seemed like it was a pretty short-lived one, unfortunately. Oh, what a way for it to end too. I mean, it kind of felt like it was Binomistas' game if they didn't flub those 2 Roches, you know? I probably should have gained a lot earlier. Lost the Aegis. I should have gained a lot more even after that. And then the fight goes all crazy. And then that arrow to top things off to somehow give a rapier. I mean, geez, that was a crazy game. A little bit of clown shoes Dota there. But
that arrow, I don't know if you call that good, lucky, or some unique intersection of the two.
I mean,
that was just...
Sometimes I panic, right? Like the arrow's coming at you and you like walk into it. You know what I mean? Like you walk into the hook, you like go into the arrow. It has some sort of a magnetic pull. I've never waveformed into the arrow. That is a new level by Benny. But it's okay. Game was saved.
High stakes there.
I mean, yeah, I'm just happy. You know, I think Binomistas, even from season 1, they probably thought they deserved being in Division 1, and finally they finally got it. And we ended up this whole season. Everything started out right. We're sure Eagle Boys and Binomistas are going up. Incubus and Latin Defenders, they're relegated. Everyone else,
this is it.
Right in the middle.
This is it. This should be your final standings here. Ego Boys, Binomistas up top. Our middle of the pack, we'll see them again, I believe, at least in lower division after TI, Crewmates, Inverse, Omega, and Gorilla's Pride. Then Latam Defenders and Incubus. Don't know exactly what it looks like, open qualifiers, or how that's going to go, but imagine that they'll have to play in something to have a chance to come back into DPC. However, we've gotten word that they should still be clear in terms of TI qualifiers. So the next big event coming up, at least Incubus and Latam will have a chance there. Still so sad for Latam Defenders, man. Somehow they made it. Like, was that a fluke for them to make it through that qualifier into the upper division? Because they got rolled there and they've got rolled here. So, like, what?
I mean,
what does that mean for the defenders?
Players, right? I think they changed 1 or 2 players.
1, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they have like when you look at their names, a lot of those players, you would think they belong to Division 1, but they just feel lost in terms of strategy, lost in terms of drafting. So
yeah, to be fair, the teams they beat, I'm just looking back now, the teams in that qualifier were actually Infinity and Hokori. So it kind of feels like they are maybe at a similar level to that as well, you know? So
old Hokori.
Yes.
New Hokori looks to be on a slightly different level. Let's be fair there.
New Hokori. Okay.
I mean, I know it's just a 1-player difference, but I mean, don't they look like a different team? Should we look at the upper division standings as well, since we've got 1 series left?
Because they did change arms at the beginning of the season and then analog for Mr. Jeans at the end. But yeah.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you caught me on the technicality there, Bowie. I forgot. Wait, no. When was ARM?
Arms got kicked after season, at the end of season 1.
ARMS was never.
We're talking about Infinity.
Oh, God.
Yeah.